weather forecast today?
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, but again, away feels like it's been a freaking...
Welcome back to another episode of The Social Beaches. I'm Carolyn Smith.
And I'm Kelly Bowling.
And we sell real estate all along the Space Coast and into Indian River County. So that's from Melbourne, Vieira, Rockledge, all along the beaches, way north to Mims, way south to Vero Beach. So if you're looking to buy or sell, reach out to us. Our number is 321-422-2160, or email us at hello@Coastal Estate Team, or shoot us a DM. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Airbnbs, and we're just going to call it Airbnb, but Airbnb, VRBOs.
Vacation rentals, short-term rentals.
Short-term rentals. It's very interesting, and they're in the news a lot right now. And I think that it's something you have to pay attention to if you have one, or you plan to stay in one, or you're thinking about buying one.
Yes.
So the state of Florida has laws protecting short-term rentals and limited rights for municipalities to ban short-term rentals or restrict short-term rentals. And there's a new one that's coming, that's being debated right now, that I guess would take effect in January of 2025, that would further limit municipalities from restricting their short-term rentals. And why that's important, and the state of Florida is doing it to protect. It's an economic thing, right?
Yes.
It's an economic and a tourism thing, because we get the tourists in, they stay in the Airbnbs, they stay for a longer time. And economics, it helps with house sales. But if you live in a neighborhood, or you live in an area and you don't want to have the turn all the time, like, it's something you need to be paying attention to. So if you are a resident of Florida, and you have the right to vote, you should be watching these laws and paying attention to them and reaching out to your representative to give your opinion on these laws, in my opinion, because I think that they're constantly doing these rules and these laws, and it's important to be aware of them.
Definitely.
As a Florida resident.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another issue with them is safety of Airbnbs. So you saw a story on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Where the host didn't realize that the management company had booked it.
Yes.
And they showed up at 2 o'clock in the morning?
2 a.m. So the people who were renting it was a family. The guy walks in the house. Obviously, he has access. Walks in the house with a friend. They hear the noise. They come out. It was terrifying. They had children.
Yeah.
The guy's yelling at them to get out of his house. They're like, we rented the house.
It sounds like that movie, Leave the World Behind, with Julia Roberts.
Oh.
Because they were in a vacation rental and the owners just show up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was
scary.
It was that, and they ended up calling the police. The police came and said, there's really nothing, like, calm down, everybody. Of course, they couldn't reach the management company because it's the middle of the night.
Right, yeah.
To verify. And it turned out the management company had rented it, but they were terrified to continue staying there because somebody showed up at 2 a.m. So they left early. They wanted a refund. But there's a lot of things about safety, like when you rent, and I've rented a lot of these short-term rentals. They're great for families.
Yeah,
you have a kitchen.
I love having the kitchen.
Right,
Yeah.
and having a living space, and just having like a whole area that you can kind of get away instead of just a hotel room.
Right, yeah.
That you're in this little space. But, how are they? Are they changing the door code every time someone comes in? Is it an
Probably
actual
not.
key
Yeah.
that's in some sort of lockbox where that key remains the same and somebody could have made a copy? Like, you do have to think about your safety.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and, for
important.
your belongings and things too, because if you're on vacation, you're probably not just sitting in the house the whole time. You're going off doing things, right? Yeah, so.
So I did the next one. So go.
Neighbors. Are your neighbors also Airbnb rentals? So, like, is it in a community? We have a couple of those
Yes.
here where they're all vacation rentals.
Yes.
Or are you like a sprinkling, like there's some municipalities that with restrictions and
Yes.
without that allow Airbnbs to be in the community. So you could have somebody who's a full-time year-round resident that lives there, and then right next door is an Airbnb, and it's constantly different people, and sometimes people are doing parties, even though it says no parties.
Yeah.
Which
at
can be
night, loud
annoying. I
music.
know there's a guy on Facebook that I follow, and his house in Indialantic, like over the back fence is one of those Airbnb houses.
Oh, gosh.
And it's illegal. It's not even supposed to be there because Airbnb, they're not
Oh,
allowed there.
yeah.
And he's constantly trying, and there's no enforcement of nobody's doing anything,
Yeah, that's
So
too bad.
do they hate you as the owner if they live here? Are you being a good tenant for the
Yeah.
next door neighbors? That's the other thing. Like when you're renting them, like you want to be respectful of the people who are living there. You
Yeah.
know, whether it's a vacation rental community or not, people are trying to have a peaceful, quiet.
You're not at some
existence.
resort, where you're chugging happy hour drinks every night and
Right?
getting loose.
Yeah,
you're not
yeah,
doing that.
for
You have to
sure.
be respectful.
Yeah.
Cleaning's a big thing that we see now where the Airbnbs have gotten more restrictive in terms of how you have to clean
Yeah. Before you leave.
like clean, wash
Rip all the
sheets
sheets off the bed, start
Yeah,
a load,
do the towels, do all the things, and you're still paying some exorbitant cleaning fee.
Yeah, on top of it.
On top of it. And when I say exorbitant, I mean like some of these places are like $500
Yeah.
cleaning fee, like
Yeah.
a really big cleaning fee. And then they charge you extra if you didn't do all the things that they had on their list, like take the trash out to the curb, do this, do that, do all the things. It's like,
Yeah, it's a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I came here to vacation, not to be.
It's almost like, all the preparation you do to leave your own house
Yes.
before vacation, because I know I do,
Yes.
which causes anxiety. Got to
Yeah.
get it all done. Well, you're doing the same thing when you're now leaving the vacation. No, that's not relaxing.
No,
Yeah.
it's stressful. It's
Yeah.
horrible. Yeah.
The other one is, this is very important.
Yeah.
Do you understand how much work is involved with running an Airbnb, or the cost involved of hiring a good management company
Yes.
that will do this stuff for you?
Yes.
So there's getting it booked, making sure that it's staying booked to the vacancy rate that you need to meet to hit your financial goals.
Yeah.
Maintenance on the property.
Yeah.
If something happens while you have somebody there and the AC goes out, do you have a contact that's going to be able to address it immediately, or a list of
And
contacts?
take a phone call at 2 a.m. when the tenant's mad. Yeah.
Yes, that will happen. How about an emergency fund for when it's slow? Some people think it's going to be this great, wonderful thing, and then they spend all this money just getting into it, and then you might have to furnish it. Sometimes they're sold furnished, but then you've got to think about that, and not just furnishing it with the furniture, but you have to think about the quality of the things you're putting in there. Do you have enough cooking materials? Because
Yeah.
people will complain on your Airbnb reviews
You
that
gave us one spoon.
we have a pot and a spoon, and
Yeah.
you need these things, or that the sheets were scratchy and low quality.
Mm-hmm.
I've stayed in a couple of nice Airbnbs where you can tell the quality is so much better. Like you can see like the furniture was like from Crate and Barrel.
Oh, yeah.
And like the sheets were like really high thread count
Yeah.
and soft, and you could tell.
Yeah.
And like, it's like staying in a nice hotel versus a not nice one. Like just the weight of the bedding on you, the cleanliness, like all of the things.
Yeah.
It's expensive
Yeah.
to maintain a good
I
vacation
think a lot
rental.
of people have this romanticized idea
Mm-hmm.
of I'm going to buy an Airbnb. I'm going to make all this money and I'll be able to go there. Or my friends will be able to go there, or family members, and
Yeah.
it'll be a free place. It'll end up being a free place for us to vacation, and think of all this extra money that we'll make. And they don't
Yeah.
really think about and how many Airbnbs there are now.
Oh, there's a lot.
There are, yes. And I want to say another thing we don't have on this list, but it happened to us the last time we rented an Airbnb. It was very nice. It was a house. It was in a tourist area. And one of Kyle's children, adult children, was like, oh, I'll drive over and see you guys for the day. I had to request permission
Oh,
to
yeah.
have a guest come visit, not stay the night. And then they're like, they have to be out by 8 p.m. They have to be out by 8 p.m. So basically eat dinner and get out.
So you moved into your parents' house for the weekend? Curfews and such?
It's
like what
crazy.
in the world?
I was like, and they said, oh, there's no cameras in the house, but we'll be watching through the Ring doorbell to make sure they leave. And I thought, I've rented this house. If I want to if let's say one of our friends rented a house a block away, we were vacationing kind of together and we want to go back and forth. Like, you have to
Yeah.
request permission. I don't know.
That's
I think
wild.
it's,
Yeah.
and we were paying a pretty penny for that
Oh, I'm
place.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't
I'm
a
sure.
cheapo place, so that's not
Wow.
good. Yeah.
Oh, this is another one. Like,
Yeah.
so our hotels, as they're being built, we have a few being built beachside, a couple down our way. Are they changing their construction to better match the benefits of the Airbnbs and compete with them, like having a kitchen? So you said that one that's next to the Crown is going to be an extended stay.
Yes.
So that means they should have kitchens.
I think they'll have kitchens
Yeah.
and they'll have laundry facilities, which is another big thing. You know,
Yeah.
the nice thing about staying in an Airbnb is you can take less clothes, you can wash your clothes.
Yeah,
You don't have to go to a laundromat.
Yeah.
I read that hotels have finally like said, oops, wait, light bulb, like we're
Yeah.
losing business to these Airbnbs and we do it better.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you look, there's a lot of people saying with all the fees and stuff that they're charging us at the Airbnb and how restrictive it is and how difficult it is, I'd rather just stay in a hotel.
Yeah, for sure.
That's professionally run, that I have a staff, I can call someone if something goes wrong, and I don't want to stay in an Airbnb
and you
anymore.
don't have to clean the room when you're done.
You don't have to clean the
Somebody's
room.
cleaning it every day,
Yeah,
usually.
you don't
if
have to
want
pull
it.
the sheets off. You don't have to do all the things.
Yeah.
And they usually have amenities there, right?
Yes.
They have a restaurant, they have a pool, it might be on the beach, whatever. And cost-wise, it's probably more effective. So if they have, it doesn't have to be a huge kitchen. When
Yeah.
I go on vacation, I'm
Yeah.
not cooking a gourmet meal.
Right.
But I want to be able to like at least do breakfast, maybe a dinner here and there, so I'm not eating out every meal, sandwich stuff, whatever.
Right.
Snacks.
Yeah.
I think it's smart, and I think you're going to see, my concern is, and I tell people when they're buying an Airbnb now, I'm like, be very careful, run your numbers, make sure you have an emergency fund, make sure that
Yes.
you understand how much competition you have. There's so many Airbnbs now.
There are. And how do you get to the top of the feed? Because there if you just
Yes.
go on Airbnb and search for the area that you want to look in. You might even put something like a small area like Melbourne Beach
Yeah.
in there. You're getting all the ones in Palm Bay too.
Yeah.
And they're sometimes higher at the top because of their ratings.
Yes.
So that algorithm is pushing them up. And just because you're brand new and you're closer to the zip code doesn't mean that you're going to pop up first. And people aren't searching through pages and pages and pages.
They're not.
They're finding the first one that fits their budget and looks to me like when I'm looking for them,
Yes.
I'm looking at aesthetics. Like,
Right.
I don't want to stay in a sad looking place. So
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to if you're going to own an Airbnb, you better make it a dollhouse.
Yeah.
You better make it cute.
and get those professional pictures taken.
Yes.
That's so important.
Yeah.
Like don't use your cell phone for those.
Yeah, take good pictures and
That'll help.
and just be careful. So anyway, that's our thoughts on that.
I think that's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Today's forecast.